Assalamu alaikum. How are you guys? I'm back with another video. Today I will be talking about overthinking. So if you are an overthinker, you know how exhausting that could be. Or if you're dealing with an overthinker, you know how draining that can be. Watch this video because I will be providing the type of overthinkers that I've dealt with or know of, and I'll be providing solutions inshallah that can help you guys, and inshallah it'll be useful. Alright, bismillah, I'll get right into it. First, let's ask ourselves, why do we overthink? Sometimes we don't even know why we're overthinking, but the root of the problem is mostly out of fear. So I want you right now to remember anytime you thought about something, and you're gonna realize that it was either you're afraid of rejection, you're afraid of failure, you're afraid of being not enough, you're afraid of betrayal, or you're afraid of the unknown. You don't know what's gonna happen, so you just start overthinking so much, especially if you're a person that overthinks about their future a lot. And some of it is rooted in the lack of trust in others, in yourself, and most importantly in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because deep down you're scared to surrender yourself. And as Muslims, we're supposed to submit and surrender fully to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you're just afraid of it, you're scared of it. Now, types of overthinkers. The first one is the one I struggled with personally, overthinking about words or sentences that were said about us to our faces or behind our backs, either from haters or from people that we actually love and care about. And it actually hurts sometimes. When I say somebody close to you, it can be as close as a parent. Parents do be saying really harsh stuff to their kids, and some of the kids actually absorb what was said to them, and they build their personality upon what was said. So if you don't want to absorb any negative words or sentences or take it personally, you need to create your shield, and the base of your shield is going to be confidence, which means no one's hurtful or hateful words or comments will affect you, because you're going to be so confident in yourself, and you're going to say, I know myself, I am not like that. So if somebody says you're ugly, you're not gonna absorb it because you're confident. Honey, you're gonna deal with a lot of haters, especially if you're a successful person or a pretty lady or a handsome guy. You will deal with a lot of haters, and put a ring on your finger or an earring on your ears. Their opinions does not define you. Everybody's allowed to have opinions, but it's on you to let it go through your head or not. You define yourself. But I need you to differentiate between opinions and advice, because opinions sometimes can come off as hateful, but advice can come off as they just love you, so they want to help you. If somebody gives you advice, don't be like, oh, you're a hater, I'm not even gonna listen to you. No, there's a difference. Always remember, and it's actually so funny, haters are projecting their own insecurities on you. Either that, or either they're just jealous. They satisfy themselves by feeding on you. They see you over there shining, so they try to dim your light as much as possible, because they feel like you're a threat to them, because they can't compete. So by remembering what I said earlier, you're gonna create your bouncy ball, like around you, a shield, okay, from any negative entities or negative words or energies around you, and everything will just bounce right back at them where it belongs. Now, the next type of overthinkers are people who are just delusional, okay? They give a specific person or a specific situation that happened more value than it deserves. They go at the end of the night, they're just super delusional, right? They start thinking about their scenarios, illusions, over romanticizing a person or overvaluing a person. And then they get disappointed when they figure out that him and the other person are not even on the same page. Why would you think that, right? You might say, well, the other person led me on, so I thought he liked me too, or well, she smiled at me, so I thought blah 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 blah. That's not how things work. From the start, ask them, hey, you specific person, what are your intentions with me? To avoid wasting time, to put boundaries. They can be leading you on by accident. For example, people sometimes don't tend to do that, but they do it by accident, right? And some people know what they're doing, so you need to just confront them and tell them, ask them. Don't be afraid to ask, what are your intentions with me? So stop being delusional and get your answer, and don't leave yourself guessing, because it is super exhausting, and you don't want to just keep overthinking and overthinking. You're giving them your energy when they don't even know how you're feeling, right? So confront them from the start, and if their answer was giving you mixed signals, that's your answer right there. You have every right to set your boundaries or to cut the relationship off. The third type of overthinkers, which is the second most common in relationships, are people who overthink because they need reassurance. I tell you that it is super normal and okay to ask for reassurance, because it is a form of communication. And for a relationship to work out, you guys need to communicate. But the way you ask for reassurance, that's what matters, okay? Here's how to do it. You must immediately go to the person and address your thoughts and needs about something that bothered you, maturely and respectfully, and immediately. Do not let anything that bothers you slide. Guys, I cannot emphasize how important it is to communicate with your partner. It builds a healthy relationship and a peace of mind. Trust me, if you're a guy or if you're a girl and something bothered you, it doesn't matter how small or big it is, do not stay quiet about it. Don't stay quiet about it. Be respectful, be patient, okay? Approach your partner and ask them about it. Ask for reassurance. At the end of the day, it's your right. So again, I say don't let anything that bothers you slide. You need to address it immediately, okay? Because when you let it slide, it's not gone. It's in the back of your head, and you know it. It's still in the back of your head, and stuff just keeps piling up, and you're not communicating. So one day, boom, you just hate the other person, and then the other person is just like, what did I even do to you, right? And that's why communication is super important. Just be mature about it and communicate what bothers you. Now, for the other point of view, if you are dealing with a person that overthinks a lot or keeps asking for reassurance to stuff that you already explained over and over, you have the right to cut people off. It's your life, your energy. Protect it. But here's the thing, I advise for you to be patient, especially if you are dealing with a woman that is like that. Just be patient, because especially dealing with us women, we are soft creatures, we are tender. If it's silly or super small or simple in your eyes, it could be a really big deal to us. So make her feel safe to express her feelings to you, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how small or big the thing she wants reassurance about. What matters is that she cares. She cares, so she went up to you and she was asking you for reassurance. So keep her in her feminine energy and keep her safe. Don't make her feel silly or dumb. Don't make her feel like a burden, because at the end of the day, you're supposed to be her safe place and she's supposed to be yours. Her choosing to communicate with you is actually a good sign. Like, that's a green flag. Now, the fifth type of overthinkers are the most unfair people, and they're the most draining, and they're the reason that relationships don't work out or friendships don't work out. They're the type of overthinkers that would project their own mistakes on you. They think that you're doing the same as they're doing. So if they're doing you dirty by secret, they think that you're doing them dirty by secret too. So if you're a type of person that would assume stuff about another person without evidence, you question their love, you question their intentions, you question their loyalty, you are reflecting yourself on them, and that is not fair to them. You start thinking, what if they're cheating? What if they're lying? What if they're not who I think they are? But here's the thing, those thoughts come from you, not them. You are so consumed by your own guilt, your own insecurities, or your past mistakes, or past trauma, or current mistakes that you're doing by secret, and you start accusing them of doing the same thing. See how unfair it is? In this situation, they're the victim and not you. I'm just gonna put this out there. Everybody knows what they are. Internally, everybody knows what they are, okay? But ego blinds people. And some people are just, their ego is just way too high that they wouldn't just admit that the wrong is in them. Or as I said, sometimes it comes from past failed relationships. But this is not an excuse, okay? Hello, you're supposed to be healing before you get into a new relationship. You're responsible for your own healing. If you want your partner or your spouse to be righteous, or if you have specific standards that you yourself don't even meet, if we're being real here. You want a pure spouse when you yourself are not pure at all. Allah said, "At-tayyibuna lit-tayyibat," so don't be expecting any good if you're not good yourself. And you need to remind yourself that not all people are the same. When you start assuming things about your partner, ask yourself, do I have proof? Do I have actual evidence proof? Or am I just acting out of my fear or my own insecurities? Nobody is perfect. It's fine. If you are that person, nobody's perfect, but what's important is that you work on yourself. And as I said, الطيبون للطيبات, so fix it and be one of them. وأخيرا وليس آخرا, thinking about the future and the Islamic perspective on it. Guys, Islam is included in everything in our lives. Overthinking has a name in the Quran and it's called waswas. We've all heard it before because it's in Surah An-Nas. So if you recite Surah An-Nas, there is an ayah in it and it says, من شر الوسواس الخناس. Waswas is the whisper of shaitan in your mind and in your heart, filling it with fear, filling it with doubt and anxiety. When you overthink about the future, for example, you're not trusting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah tells us He's the best of planners, your creator, okay? And your overthinking is your way of telling Him, I don't trust that plan and I want to plan everything myself. How did that work for you? Did overthinking ever provide you any peace? Or has it only stolen your sleep, your joy, or even the ability to live in the moment? Islam teaches us to let go of overthinking by tawakkul, which is trusting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala completely. في سورة النساء, there is an ayah that says, وَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ وَكِيلًا. It's a powerful reminder that placing our trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is enough, because He is the ultimate guardian and manager of all matters, of your matters. Another ayah in the Quran, in Surah Ali Imran, it says, فَإِذَا عَزَمْتَ فَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ الْمُتَوَكِّلِينَ. So what I do sometimes, if I just start stressing about my future a lot, my way of asking for reassurance is making dua. Making dua. I cannot emphasize how important it is to make dua, guys. Talk to your God. One of the du'as I say, I'm gonna write it down, it's وَأُفَوِّضُ أَمْرِي إِلَى اللَّهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بَصِيرٌ بِالْعِبَادِ. This is you saying, God, I put my entire matter with you. I trust my life in your hand. You know what I go through and you are the best planner. That's a beautiful dua. I love this dua so much. There's another ayah in Surah As-Sajda that I use for my duas. It says, يُدَبِّرُ الْأَمْرَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ إِلَى الْأَرْضِ. He regulates all affairs from heavens to earth. So this is dua like I use, يا مدبر الأمر من السماء إلى الأرض دبر أمري. It is super reassuring and I just feel so good after saying it, because I make my dua with certainty that He's listening to me, and I trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He's the best and the best of the planners. You can break free every single time you start overthinking, and I believe you can do it. Also, it's a really important thing to remember that overthinking thrives loves isolation and loves silence. And that's why actually most of us start overthinking at the end of the night, like before we go to sleep. Get out of your head, get out of your head, not by smoking, not by listening to music, not by running away from it, not by blocking it or letting it slide, no. But by dhikr, by wudu, by reading one page of Quran, by just speaking to somebody about communication is so important. It helps a lot if you're just like having a problem with a person. Communication works, trust me. Or if you need to talk to somebody about something, talk to them. Find a friend and talk to him. Or what's even better, speak to your God, because he's always there, he's always listening to you. That is the end of today's video. I love you so much, guys. Thank you for watching, and always remember, every time you choose faith over fear, you're one step closer for the peace you're looking for. See you in the next video. Bye.